Tonight, the City of Portland's emergency warming shelter will be open for people to get out of the cold. However, last night, during blizzard conditions, the shelter was not open.
And that caused some concern and frustration from people in the community and city councilors. News Center Maine's Sam Olson joins us now to tell us what city leaders are saying. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Brian and Amanda. Some city councilors say they think the shelter should have been open last night, and they say they were surprised to hear that it was not. However, yesterday's weather, despite being a blizzard, did not technically meet the criteria to open it up.
We're all pretty disappointed that it wasn't opened. And by we all, I mean the general vibe from the council.
While yesterday's blizzard didn't meet the requirements to open the shelter, Portland City Councilor Anna Bullitt says she thought the conditions were enough to flex the policy.
The failure last night, I think, had less to do with the policy, and I think it was a staff failure. For multiple aspects.
In order to open the shelter, there are one of two things that need to happen. The daily low has to reach 15 degrees or below, or there need to be more than 10 inches of snow on the ground. Neither of those things happened.
We don't want to see anybody else, sadly pass away due to hypothermia and freezing.
Homeless advocate Shay DeFore says she was unhoused on and off for 25 years.
I remember walking around all night, not to freeze. I didn't want to get frostbite.
That's why she is urging leaders to find solutions to the issues that kept the shelter closed last night. Shay is not alone. Councilor Bullitt says she got about 100 emails yesterday urging the same thing.
I think we need to look at the overall structure of how we staff it and think about where we can flex to have staff available who are not going to be, making themselves insane by working way too many hours.
A spokesperson for the city of Portland tells us the season's warming shelter requires more than 2,400 hours of overtime for staff. We're also told employees must work 15 extra shifts to open the shelter when the threshold is met. The spokesperson says opening the shelter outside of the parameters, especially with less than 48 hours notice, is a challenge, which Bullitt echoed.
People might have been asked and have declined the shifts, which is within their right. I actually don't know if they were, and so trying to work today to find out more information from senior leadership at the city about who made the decisions and who asked the questions.
Again, the shelter is open tonight from 7:30 to tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Councilor Bullitt says funding isn't really the issue. The city is about halfway through its $400,000 grant from Maine Housing, which means, she says, they are in good shape about halfway through the season. Brian, Amanda.
All right, Sam, thank you.